The Knicks take on the Sixers, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Philadelphia is minus 3.5, totals to 11. We're 3-0 with a push in our last 4 extra daily picks on BrockPage.com. And if you want to access today's extra daily pick, it's only going to cost you just $2.99. We're also 4-2 in our last 6 NBA tier package picks on that very same website. And the good news is we have another NBA tier package pick going off here this evening. We currently have over 805 members who are signed up and active on that page. And if you want to see which one of these free YouTube picks on this channel that I'm actually betting on personally, there's only one way to do that, and that's to sign up for a membership on my website at BrockPage.com. Philadelphia is on a 6-game winning streak, 5-0 against the number in their last 5 straight as well. The Sixers are leading the NBA in both offensive field goal percentage and shooting the 3-ball. Seth Curry's making 50% of his 3-pointers this season, 17 points a game along with a couple of rebounds for Seth. Meanwhile, Joel Embiid's leading the charge with 21 points a game, along with 9 boards, 4 assists. The Sixers are making over 50% of their field goals at the Wells Fargo Center. They're taking on a Knicks team who lost 3 out of their last 4, and they also went just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5. New York's allowing 111 points a game, and they rank in the bottom 10 in defending the 3-ball. Now, injury-wise, the Knicks are relatively healthy right now. Meanwhile, Philadelphia's got Danny Green listed as questionable. Thibault and Joe are out. Now, total-wise, Philly's most recent outing went over the number. Meanwhile, the Knicks saw 3 out of their last 5 get over the line themselves. I'm going to lean toward Philadelphia minus 3.5 over to 11. Next game, Timberwolves, Grizzlies, 8 o'clock Eastern start time. Memphis is minus 6, totals 216.5. The Grizzlies have dropped 4 out of their last 7 ball games. Tilly's out. Williams is questionable. The Grizzlies are allowing over 113 points a game on their home court. And they're dead last in the association in defending the 3-ball. They're taking on a Minnesota club who's actually in the top 3 in the NBA in first quarter scoring. Karl Anthony Towns is scoring 23 points a game, 9 boards, 3 assists for Towns. He's also drilling 49% of his 3-pointers. Meanwhile, Anthony Edwards is scoring 23 points a game himself, along with 6.5 boards, 3 assists. Now keep an eye on D'Angelo Russell. He's listed as questionable. Minnesota's 7-1 to the under on this season. Memphis saw 5 out of their last 6 fall under the line. I'm going to lean toward Minnesota plus 6, under 216.5. Next game, Nets, Bulls, 8 o'clock East. Chicago's minus 1.5, totals 216. Now, 3 out of Chicago's last 5 ball games did stay under the posted total. The Bulls are officially 5-4 to the under overall for the season. Meanwhile, the Nets saw 3 out of their last 4 road games fall under the number themselves. Brooklyn's officially 8-2 to the under for the entire season. And as far as picking a winner concerns in this one, if you want to see which one of these teams I'm riding with today, this game's actually being featured as my $1.99 daily best play on BrockPage.com. So if you want to see whether I'm picking the Nets or the Bulls to get the job done here, there's only one way to find out, and that's to sign up for my $1.99 daily best play on BrockPage.com. But as far as the free pick for this one, I'm going to go ahead and lean toward the under 216 in that ball game. Next matchup, Pelicans, Mavericks, 8:30 Eastern start time. Dallas is minus 8.5, totals 210. The Mavs are on a 2-game winning streak, 6-2 straight up in their last 8. The Mavs are currently in the top 5 in fewest first quarter points allowed. Kristaps Porzingis is averaging just about 2 steals a game, 6 rebounds for the big man as well. Meanwhile, scoring-wise, Luka Doncic is scoring over 24.5 points a night, along with 8 rebounds, 6 assists. The Mavs are in the top 10 in second quarter scoring at home. They're taking on a sputtering Pelicans team who lost their last 6 straight, and they rank in the bottom 5 in road scoring. The Pels are averaging just 98 points a game on the road, and they're shooting only 40% from the field in that category. Now, injury-wise, Ingram and Jones are questionable. Williamson and Holmes are out. Now, total-wise, 6 out of the Pels' last 10 meetings with Dallas did get over the number. As a matter of fact, they let Dallas average 123 points a game during that very stretch. Meanwhile, Dallas saw their last 3 straight get over the line, depending on where you shopped at. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward Dallas minus 8.5 over 210. Next matchup, it is going to be Heat versus the Nuggets, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Miami's minus 2, totals 205.5. But as good as Miami's been, they do rank in the bottom 5 in second quarter points allowed. They're also taking on a Denver team who's 3-1 straight up at home, and they lead the NBA in fewest points allowed per game. The Nuggets are giving up just 91 points a game at the Ball Arena. Nikola Jokic is averaging almost 2 steals a game. He's also scoring 25 points a night along with 13 rebounds. Meanwhile, Will Barton is scoring over 15 points a game himself, along with 4 boards, 4 assists. Denver's holding their opponents to just 25% shooting from beyond the arc at home. When it comes to the injury report, Michael Porter Jr. is out for tonight's action. Meanwhile, for Miami, Oladipo is still out. Strus is questionable. 5 out of Miami's last 8 fell under the number. Meanwhile, Denver's 5-0 to the under in their last 5 themselves. 8-1 to the under for the entire season. I'm going to lean toward Denver plus 2, under 205.5. Next game, Hawks, Warriors, 10 o'clock East. Golden State's minus 3.5, totals 221. The Warriors are on a 4-game winning streak, 4-0 against the spread in those victories. The Warriors are averaging more points per contest than any other team in basketball. Steph Curry scoring 25 points a game, 6 boards, 6 assists. Curry's also draining over 97% of his free throws. And speaking of free throws, Jordan Poole's making over 94% of his foul shots himself. 18 points a game and 3 assists for Poole. The Warriors are in the top 3 in offensive rebounding, top 3 in shooting the 3 ball. Meanwhile, Atlanta on the other side, they've kind of, struggled somewhat defensively. Well, first, the Hawks are just 1-5 straight up on the road this year. They're also in the bottom 10 in points allowed. Collins is questionable for Atlanta. Iguodala is questionable for Golden State. And when it comes to the total in this one, Golden State's 7-1 to the under in their last 8. 6-4 to the under in their last 10 meetings with Atlanta. I'm going to lean toward Golden State minus 3.5, under 221. Next game, Suns, Kings, 10 o'clock East. Phoenix is minus 3, totals 226. The Suns are on a 4-game winning streak, 3-0 against the spread in their last 3. Phoenix is in the top 10 in scoring, top 3 in offensive field goal percentage. Devin Booker is scoring 24.5 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists for D-Book. Meanwhile, Mikal Bridges is scoring over 15 points a game himself, along with 3 boards. Phoenix scores more third-quarter points on the road than any other team in basketball. They're taking on a Sacramento team who just played last night, and they lost. As a matter of fact, the Kings scored only 91 points in that loss yesterday. The Kings have a losing record at home this year, and they're in the bottom 10 in home offensive rebounding. Now, Woodard is questionable for Sacramento. Ayton is out for Phoenix. When it comes to the scoring in this one, Phoenix is 5-3 to the under for the season. Sacramento is 4-1 to the under at the Golden One Center. I'm going to lean toward Phoenix minus 3, under 226. Next and final matchup, Hornets, Lakers, 10:30 East. LA's minus 2, totals 226.5. The Lakers are 4-3 straight up at the Staples Center despite their early season struggles. The Lakers are in the top 10 in offensive field goal percentage at home, top 5 in shooting the 3 ball in that very same category. Carmelo Anthony's draining nearly 50% of his 3 balls this season, dozen points a game on average for Melo. Meanwhile, Anthony Davis is averaging over 23 points a night himself. The Lakers are in the top 5 in fourth quarter scoring at home. Meanwhile, the Hornets on the other side, well, it seems like they love giving up points. As a matter of fact, the Hornets are dead last in the association in points allowed per contest. They also give up more first quarter points than any other team in the league. Charlotte's on a 4-game losing streak, and they give up 118 points a game. Now, injury-wise, Washington is questionable for Charlotte. LeBron is out for the Lakers. Now, total-wise, Charlotte saw their last 2 straight get over the line. 6-2 to the over in their last 8. I'm going to lean toward the Lakers -2, over 226.5. And with that, guys, now it's time for our quick pick recap. Powered to you by my website at brockpage.com, where we are 3-0 with a push in our last 4 extra daily picks. I like Philadelphia -3.5, over 211. Minnesota +6, under 216.5. I also like the under 216 in the Brooklyn-Chicago matchup. Give me Dallas -8.5, over 210. Denver +2, under 205.5. Golden State -3.5, under 221. Phoenix -3, under 226. Before I give you my next and final free pick for the video, one final reminder that we are 3-0 with a push in our last 4 extra daily picks on brockpage.com. We're also 4-2 in our last 6 NBA tier package picks on that very same website. I like the Lakers -2, over 226.5. With that, guys, now it's time for our shout out of the day. And that's going to go to the Dingman C. Dinger, who said the other day, Brock's the boss. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on brockpage.com. Now, if you guys do end up getting a membership here today, just keep in mind, you're going to get billed the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So if you do end up getting a membership here today on brockpage.com, you are going to get access to that content all the way through the end of November. I always tell folks the earlier in the month you sign up, the better. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, guys, happy Monday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at brockpage.com.